Get your sentence commuted with Sanctuary of Reality, my comic review series. Today we feature Cerebus issue 133, chapter 20 of Jocka's story. We follow along as the Cerebus guard makes her way down into the holding cells, where she hears Jocka and Nurse talking. She quiets Jocka, then proceeds to let Nurse out. Not to freedom, though, but because they've proven she was in possession of forged identification. She's to be executed within the hour, and she resigns herself to her fate. Jocka screams in protest. So the guard grips her hair through the bars and rips a chunk out of it. After the guard leaves with Nurse, Jocka sadly sings the Pal Nu anthem to herself and the now empty cell next to her. Later, Jocka is pushed into a nice, well-lit, spacious room with a bedpan even, and left alone. Despite the bars on it, there's at least a window there, where a bird sings. Jocka whistles back to it and slowly approaches the curious creature. Will she reach the bird? In the Jocka story excerpts, now in her new elaborate residence, young Jocka writes to her uncle, Lord Julius, to thank him for the new place, which she sees as a sign that he cares for her and has taken notice of her. In the letter, she also gives her opinion on Astoria, claiming she thinks that she's a bad match for him. The letter ends up returned several days later with multiple stamps, stating that there is no such department as the Department of Don't Tell Astoria. When she resends it, this time to Lord Julius directly, the next day she gets a thick, multi-page response back. What strange items await her in this envelope, and what could they mean? There are a lot of big camera moves in this one, several pages at a time with multiple panels of panning in and out of cell doors and such. It's quite cinematic. Unfortunately, as a result, it's a quicker read than normal, though like usual, the prose sections take a little longer, so this kind of grounds the experience time-wise. I suggest taking your time and soaking in each panel slowly to match the intended pacing of the pans and the zooms and the whatnot. Good issue, but like I said, it's a quicker read than most. It's the conclusion of the Prison Conversation trilogy, which has been a very integral part to the Jocka story narrative. Jocka's past colliding with her present as her future looks its bleakest. Very heartrending what happens in these three issues, and especially how it ended for Nurse. Next time, the Iron Lady strikes.